Chairman, Mr. Steve Rosenbaum, our administration, our staff, and our students, welcome to our annual Brother Rice Founders Day Hall of Fame Assembly. Today, we gather to celebrate not only the life of our founder, Edmund Rice, but all of those who serve our great school. I'm going to open with a prayer. If you put yourself in the presence of God for a few moments, please. O gracious and loving God, we have come together today in fellowship and in faith, energized by the charism of Blessed Edmund Rice, seeking the wisdom of the Holy Spirit and the blessings of your divine Son. We ask that you unite us in witnessing the good news of the gospel and in celebrating the excellence and accomplishments of those in our school community who have served us so faithfully and so well. We ask you to look down with favor and protect all of our families, all of our alums, and all of our friends. Blessed Edmund Rice, Our Lady of Perpetual Help, live Jesus in our hearts. Typically, we begin our ceremony with reflections from select members of our senior class, and we're represented by a wonderful trio of guys today. Our first speaker, Mr. Josh Boulanger. Josh.
Good morning, Dr. Burns, Mr. Antos, members of the board, distinguished faculty, Hall of Famers, honored guests, and fellow Crusaders. As a skinny kid starting my high school career 4 years ago, I did not expect these 4 years to travel as fast as they did. I've come to realize that I only have one semester left before high school is over. Ever since the 6th grade, when I first shadowed Brother Rice, I knew I was going to find a home here. Every person from the teacher to the students treated each other like family and created a unique atmosphere that many schools don't have. Brother Rice has much more than just going to school. It means getting involved, service, and acting manfully in Christ Jesus. In my time at Rice, I've been a part of the French Club, announcements team, National Honor Society, peer ministry, baseball, basketball, and track. Brother Rice has given and continues to give me many opportunities to experience the Crusader community. They offer an activity for everyone, no matter what your likes or dislikes are. You are supported in everything that you do, as well as given guidance to ensure your experience is positive. To me, that's what makes Rice different from other schools. They make an effort to give everyone involved. Besides the great academics and genuine people at Brother Rice, nothing will ever beat having a student section such as the Crusader Crazies. Being a part of Crusader Crazies is an experience I will never forget, especially when the game is against our rival Mariners. Even though it's fun to be a part of the student section, playing in front of them is even more breathtaking. I've had the privilege of playing a basketball game against Mariners last year. It was a sold-out crowd. The gym was so loud I couldn't even hear myself. It was the type of game you dream of as a kid. We ended up winning in dramatic fashion in overtime, easily making one of the best games played in the rivalry. As the Crusader Crazies ran into the gym floor and flooded the court, it was the greatest feeling I ever felt. I never felt so much joy to wear a Brother Rice uniform until that moment. Brother Rice has taught me the values and how to carry myself and be successful in life. Through my struggles from B team to varsity, from those late nights of studying for an exam, Brother Rice instilled in me that hard work doesn't guarantee success, but without it, there's no chance. The lessons I learned in the classroom don't just apply to those classes, but applies to the real world. And the teachers do a great job incorporating that in their curriculum. Giving back is a very important value for Brother Rice. The many fundraisers and donations to the unfortunate are a prime example of Rice's commitment to the community. When I see this, it motivates me to participate and help in the support of others. Making the decision to attend Rice is one of the best decisions I've made in my life. The experiences I made from the classroom, from dances, from sporting events have been moments I will never forget. Looking back from when I was a freshman and where I'm at now, I would have never imagined the route my life has taken. Today, as a senior in my last semester of high school, I have grown and matured from the goofy kid I was 4 years ago. Rice has instilled in me the values such as respect, honor, and to love another as I love myself. I couldn't have been more prepared for the next chapter of my life if I didn't attend Brother Rice. I would like to thank my parents for all the sacrifices they made for me to attend here, and thank you, Dr. Burns and Brother Rice staff for giving me the opportunity to share my experiences. Thank you.
Our next speaker, Mr. Damian Obaye.
Good morning. I want to take this chance to thank Dr. Burns, Mr. Antos, members of the board, distinguished faculty, Hall of Famers, honored guests, and fellow Crusaders for allowing me the time to speak today about my experience here at Brother Rice High School. I was surprised when asked to reflect on my time here at Brother Rice, simply because if you ask any of my teachers that I've had over these 4 years, the first thing they'll tell you is that I'm very quiet. And so when I was presented the opportunity to speak in front of all of you, I automatically became nervous. But I figured if I can present a project speaking only in German, this would be a piece of cake. So thank you to Doc Luxon for helping me with that. I was also surprised because I thought my journey through this school wasn't anything special. Much of my high school life has basically been coming to school, going home, doing schoolwork, and repeating the process. However, it is so much more, and after thinking more and more about it, I realized that my story has been full of great ups and downs, and have taught me valuable lessons, and I would be a fool not to accept this honor and sharing it with you. I decided the best way to start would be from the beginning when I was first introduced to Brother Rice High School. A lot of you know that I've been a member of the soccer team for the last 4 years, and through soccer I have been blessed with many gifts, like a good work ethic, dedication, perseverance, and most importantly, friendships. One of those friendships being with a childhood teammate named Raul Andrade, who also had the chance to make this speech last year. Raul, through his hard work on the field, politeness, and one-of-a-kind smile, was able to convince my father that Brother Rice was the best place for me to attend. At first, I objected because I knew I would lose connection with a lot of my close friends, and I felt I was not private school material. Going to middle school in Robbins, the idea of someone going to a private school is rare, and I was scared of not fitting into the culture of Brother Rice. I feared being an outcast, but my trust in my father outweighed my fears, and I decided to give this school a chance. I've heard many students from other schools say things like, as soon as I walked in school for the first time, I felt at home. Or even, I knew this was a place for me and I never felt nervous. I laugh at these remarks not because I think they're liars, but because it was complete opposite from my own experience. I was scared to death on my first day. I only recognized a couple kids from the soccer team, and I spoke to no one. I had a rough start, but the last thing I wanted to do was let my mother and my father down, who were willing to sacrifice so much in order for me to get the best education possible. So I was determined to make friends and get good grades at all costs for them. And this is what I did. Little by little, I started making friends and developing a message which would ensure good performance in the classroom. This is my beginning here at the school, and I'm thankful that I went through these tough obstacles because it allowed me to appreciate this school more and more each year. Instead of having a blind love for this school, I have a great admiration for it that is stronger because this love has been built slowly and carefully over time. I've learned a lot of lessons while attending Brother Rice these last 3.5 years, and many of which have to do with my own personal life. The biggest lesson is not taking anything for granted. I'm the son of an auto mechanic and a full-time mom who both never graduated from high school. And through our financial struggles, I've learned that attending Brother Rice is a privilege and not something I am owed. God has blessed me with the honor of being able to call myself a Crusader, and it is a miracle I've been able to attend the school all 4 years. Most recently, I learned to trust my instincts and never allow anyone to shame me for my choices. When someone tells me that I'm not making a smart move in the slightest, I look to them and I say thank you, but I make it a mission to prove them wrong. When someone tells me I did not put in enough effort, I use this negativity as a tool to motivate myself to try harder. No one except for you knows what you're capable of. No one except for you knows what your strengths are. And no one except for you knows what you've been through. We all have the power to push ourselves beyond our own barriers and prove that we can make decisions for ourselves. I have also found that making mistakes is not a bad thing, but a chance to succeed faster if you're willing to learn from them. Mistakes are not meant to be taken negatively, but as a step forward in our quest to achieve our goals. I have gathered these lessons through my years here, and I plan on using them for the rest of my life. To finish off my reflection, there are many people I would like to thank for being a big part of why I have been able to succeed here and why I'm proud to be a Crusader. For the first person I want to thank is my counselor, Mrs. Antos, for all the great help and advice she has given me all these years. She has treated me with nothing but respect, and she is one of the few people who knows how important school is to me. She is a one-of-a-kind counselor, and I am lucky to have her support. Secondly, I want to thank Coach Marcolin, who was a coach of the soccer team my freshman year. He believed in me as a player and as a student so much so that he placed me as a starter on the varsity squad my first game as a freshman, and I'm proud to have held that spot all 4 years that I've played here. It was sad to see him step down from the soccer team, but I'm thankful I was there when it was time to end. He has supported me and my family through tough times of struggle, and not only in school, but also in my personal life. Without Coach Marcolin, I would be at Marist or St. Lawrence, and for that reason alone, I will forever be indebted to him. I can honestly say that he is the most charismatic and funniest person I have ever met. I want to thank the teachers that I've had over the years. Each of you have devoted a lot of time and effort to making sure we are prepared to take on our future outside of school. You have instilled in me the necessary tools to make a positive impact in the world, and I cannot be more proud to call you my heroes. Next, I want to thank two gentlemen that I have experienced great memories with since the beginning of my journey here at Brother Rice. Michael Tinley and Joe Kresick were among the first friends I made while transitioning here to this school, and they opened me up to more friendships along the way. They have had my back ever since freshman year, and they are willing to do anything for me just as I am willing to do anything for them. And I know for a fact that our friendship will continue long after we graduate. Lastly, I want to thank my family. Thank you to my beautiful mother for the unconditional love she has for me and the effort she pours into making sure my siblings and I are taken care of. Thank you to my father, who works his tail off to make sure I have the opportunities to succeed that he didn't have when he was growing up. He is the greatest man I know and the greatest man I shall ever know. For years, he has never allowed us or himself to fail because of his laziness. He makes sure I am putting forth the effort to be the person he knows I can be. He has always told me, win or lose, you can always be proud of hard work. Finally, I want to thank my siblings who have inspired me to be a good role model for them. I strive to be someone they can always look up to for help, and in return, I have gained positive traits which have helped me during my academic career here. Most people say that high school goes by faster than the blink of an eye. I want to leave you all by saying that these 4 years have not gone by fast for me at all. I look back to my freshman year and think, man, that was a long time ago. And surprisingly, I'm thankful that these years have gone by slow because I know I'll miss it when it's gone. I plan on spending these last few months not only finishing in my classes strong, but also having fun with my friends while I still have the chance. Once again, thank you all for listening to my story, and I wish my fellow seniors the best of luck. Thank you so much.
And our final speaker, Senior Liam McGinnis.
Good morning, Dr. Burns, Mr. Antos, member of the board, distinguished faculty, Hall of Famers, honored guests, and fellow Crusaders. My name is Liam McGinnis, and I've been lucky enough to spend the last 4 years here at Brother Rice. This school has always been a large part of my family, as I am the 13th McGinnis to walk through these halls. As I look around this room, I'm extremely proud to call myself a Crusader. The education I have received here is second to none. Currently, My senior class is 30 Illinois State Scholars, which is more than any other school on the South Side. This school has given me a foundation for success in the future, and I wholeheartedly believe that we have the best teachers and administrators that any school can offer. I say thank you to every teacher and faculty member for not only making me a better student, but a better person as well. Aside from learning in the classroom, Brother Rice has given me opportunities that I never would have thought possible 4 years ago. In 4 years, I have traveled to Rome to sing for Pope Francis, marched in countless parades, including one through Walt Disney World, visited the Kennedy Space Center with Brother Hayes and other physics students, and had the chance to participate in 2 service trips to Rutledge, Tennessee. I know that I wouldn't be able to experience any of these anywhere else but 99th and Pulaski. Brother Rice has also given me one of the greatest gifts of my life. That is my passion for music. For those of you who don't know, music has always been a very large part of my life, but I was never able to truly show people until I started at Brother Rice. I owe a great deal of my musical success to Mr. Rendeck and other members of the music department, who have given me the skills to become a great musician. From singing the Edmund Rice song to playing with the pep band, Brother Rice has given me the tools to turn this passion into a career. Outside the music department, I owe a lot of who I am today to the spiritual lessons I've learned here. Brother Rice has put me on track to becoming a man of Edmund Rice. My sophomore year, Mr. Antos gave me an opportunity to travel to Tennessee to share my gifts with children less fortunate and give them a week of summer camp that they could not usually afford. After that trip, I realized what it meant to truly be a Christian leader. And I will forever be grateful for the friends and memories I made on those 2 trips. Now in my senior year in pure ministry, working on retreats and services within the school has given me a new understanding of my faith and how to better participate in the liturgies. Leading Kairos 142 taught me many lessons about myself and my faith that I will never forget. Here at Brother Rice, I have learned how to truly live out our motto, act manfully in Christ Jesus, throughout my 4 years of spiritual instruction. Outside of the school itself, I owe a large debt to my parents, as all of us here do. I am so incredibly grateful for my parents who have made many sacrifices to send my brother and I here so that we could both have a wonderful high school experience. Without their support, I could not have become the person I am today or embraced this school as much as I have. I hope all of you here remember, too, that your parents are the reason we can have such a wonderful experience at Brother Rice. As my time in high school winds down, I am able to look out at my fellow seniors and see the next generation of engineers, doctors, lawyers, musicians, athletes, and so many other wonderful professions. At Brother Rice, I've been able to become friends with so many people of diverse backgrounds and countless talents. That is so unique to the community of Brother Rice. Here, I have made lifetime friendships with people I could never imagine I would have met 4 years ago. And if I were to give all the students who won't be graduating this year a piece of advice, it would be to not wish away your high school experience. When you're in my position and only have a few months left, you will understand. Enjoy every minute you spent here, because it'll be over before you know it. And as I reflect on my 4 years at Brother Rice, I realize that it's never been a better time to be a Crusader. Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen, for so eloquently sharing your thoughts with us. So now we begin the Hall of Fame induction part of our ceremony. We have a wonderful group of men we're going to honor today. We have a couple of people who are not able to be here today, so they will be honored later in the year. But today, we're honored to have the inductees for this year's class and to introduce our first inductee, Mr. McInerney, himself a graduate of Brother Rice High School.
How you doing? My name is McInerney. I was a 92 grad, Brother Rice High School. Dad, I can't think of anyone more deserving of this accomplishment than you. You truly epitomize what Brother Rice stands for and have devoted your whole life to walking Edmund Rice's footsteps. You went from Brother Rice High School to the seminary in New York. Thank the good Lord above that you didn't stay with your Christian brothers, or none of us would be here right now. There's so much that I can say about everything you've done for so much, from coaching youth sports, past and present, to hosting quest meetings at the house of the teens from the neighborhood. to cooking and feeding the less fortunate. I remember as a kid so many times bringing all the whole football team out to dinner or movie, and I know for sure that there were some of the kids that couldn't afford it that he brought them. I also remember the times he'd bring the family, sometimes our unwilling friends, up to pads to serve food for the homeless. You touched so many lives I can't even begin to try and put a number on it. But you have been there for so many people, and those people are better because of knowing you. Everyone has always been there. You've always been there to help others, not only the people that you're close to, but also complete strangers. As a father, you're always there for all of us. Kate, Rich, Mags. Sorry. I try to emulate you with my own children, and I can only hope that I'm half the father you are. I cannot recall you ever missing one of my games, whether it be from Pee Wee baseball all the way through college football. It's just a small testament to the man you are. It's something that I strive to be every day. I want to say thank you from myself and my family, and all that we're part here making things special.
This is quite an honor that I received today, and I'm so grateful to all of you who are a part of Brother Rice. I see a lot of rugby players that I know because you were playing rugby, and this is a great sport, and I'm glad you're out for it. But to all the rest of you, I want to say thank you. This is a great experience for me, from the bottom of my heart, and that's about all I can say. I can say a lot, but I'm not going to. Thank you.
Truthfully, Your Honor, we could go on for hours about all that you've done for Brother Rice. What I've really always admired about you is the pride that you've taken in Brother Rice, and you've always taken the good news about this high school out into the community, and you literally wear it on your hand with pride every day. We really appreciate that. God bless you. Our next speaker, Mr. Colin Broderick, also an alum.
Good morning, students, staff and administration, family and friends. I'm here to introduce my father, Tom Broderick, to all of you. My father's love for Brother Rice is indescribable, but I'm going to try my best to let you all know how much love he has for the school. My dad graduated from Brother Rice in 1978. Upon graduation from Eastern Illinois, he moved back home and sought out how to get involved as a Rice alum. He first started by serving on the board of directors in the 1990s. On top of that, he started to attend the alumni golf outing, which he still does every year to this day. If that wasn't enough, he's given countless hours of his time and donations back to the school. Additionally, he has mentored numerous young Brother Rice grads on different ways they can jumpstart their careers at their first job out of college. All of those activities have earned him a Brother Rice Man of the Year award and an induction into the Alumni Hall of Fame. Growing up in St. John Fisher Parish my entire life, Brother Rice was never far away. When I was a kid, I can remember every Friday night in the fall, my dad would take us to the football game, whether it was here or in Hinsdale. When winter would come around, every Tuesday and Friday, we'd be at the basketball game as well. I can still remember being at the Simeon game in St. Xavier, when Brother Rice beat Derrick Rose in overtime to go downstate. My summers were filled with going to every basketball, baseball, any camp Brother Rice had to offer. Pretty much all I wore growing up was Brother Rice apparel, and it's still true to this day. My father said to me in 8th grade, "Colin, you have two choices for high school, Brother Rice or Evergreen Park." I think if there's one thing you can take away from my dad's dedication in this speech today, is when you come to Brother Rice, you really do form a bond with your friends and this school that will last you a lifetime. To this day, my dad still comes up here every Thanksgiving to do a turkey bowl with his football teammates from the 1977 football team. Mom, Lauren, Patrick, and I are so proud of you, and you deserve this honor. On behalf of the staff and administration, all Brother Rice alumni, and fellow Crusaders here today, thank you for all you have done for Brother Rice, and welcome to the Hall of Fame.
Well, thank you, Colin. Very nice introduction. Seems like only a short time ago that he was a member of this student body. Thank you, Dr. Burns, Mr. Jim Antos, and the Brother Rice administration. Becoming a member of the Brother Rice Hall of Fame is truly a great honor. Since Brother Rice has been open for over 60 years, there's been many dedicated individuals who have contributed to the success of this school, such as the Christian Brothers, Coach Tom Mitchell, Dennis Duffy, Jim Keene, and Joseph Berger. I am humbled to be considered for this Hall of Fame. My message for the students is to continue working hard here at Brother Rice, because your effort will be rewarded. But please, make sure you enjoy the ride. You will make lifelong friends here at this school. And I have some friends that I met over 40 years ago here today that have surprised me. Thanks a lot, guys. I encourage you to maintain your Brother Rice network as you continue your education and begin your career over the next few years. Once you become involved in the Alumni Association, you will be expanding your network. And I also encourage you to ask a favorite faculty member or coach to join you and your network for a lunch or a dinner meeting. And you will be surprised at how interested they are to keep up with your group. As I bring this to a close, my cousin Mike Broderick was the first in our family to attend Brother Rice, and he set the example for the rest of us. In addition to my time here at Brother Rice, I had 3 brothers and 2 sons that have graduated from here. My 2 sons are here today. You heard one of them, the other one's in the office. I'm proud of both of them. My sister and my daughter graduated from Mother Macaulay. My sister's here today, and I thank her for that. My daughter was a member of the Brother Rice Band for 4 years, as well as a cheerleading squad for a few years. So my wife has come to love the colors maroon and orange. And I thank her for the support over the years. I am elated to receive this award, and I will display it proudly. I thank you very much. Let's go, Crusaders.
In addition to Tom's support, his volunteerism, and his exceptional generosity to Brother Rice over the years, I should also mention his tremendous leadership as chairman of the board of directors. So Tom, you've served us well, and you certainly, I know, are going to represent this award very well. So congratulations. God bless you. Our next speaker, also a Brother Rice grad, John McInerney.
Ladies, gentlemen, fellow Crusaders, today I stand before you with the distinct honor and privilege of introducing all of you to a man who truly represents what it means to act manfully in Christ Jesus. A man who I've most affectionately referred to all of my life as Dad. But what does it mean to act manfully in Christ Jesus? There are a variety of paths and actions one may take or others may choose to define as acting manfully in Christ Jesus. However, today I will provide my own subjective definition as it refers to my dad and my experiences through him. That one defining principle is family. As a son, husband, father, and grandfather, he has learned and instilled values at every stage of all of our lives and his life on others, helping him along his path. At the age of 12, he was crossing just down the road from here, and he was hit by a car, breaking both of his legs. With so many of these obstacles laid before him, and being an only child, he found his family grew dramatically when he chose to attend Brother Rice High School. Brothers he gained then, who remain with him to this day. Men too numerous to mention, but you know who you are out there. Through the sport of wrestling, my dad was able to build on the life lessons he has experienced and faces and focus them into the values and character traits that would serve him throughout his life. Where it is not how many times you get thrown down, but how many times you stand back up. Always have a second move and look the other, and the ability to look another man in the eye. The mental toughness and the ability are just a few of the values gained from the sport of wrestling, and it was so important to him that he began my brothers and I at the St. Barnabas Sharks at a very early age, and then it continued on for me at Brother Rice. And I'm sorry. Basically, I'm trying to say my dad embodies the values based of Blessed Edmund Ignatius Rice in his daily life as a physician and, more importantly, raising his sons in the Christian Brothers tradition. From the day he dropped me off on my first day at boys camp at age 6, through the day I graduated with my class of 2006, and this goes the same for my brother Pat, who couldn't be with us. He's serving right now in the year 2000, my brother Brendan in 2010, and continuing on to today. Dad has always challenged me to act manfully in Christ Jesus. And despite working long hours, he has always been there, both to celebrate his children's successes and also to support us when we stumble. As an alumni, he has worked to create opportunities for other young men to receive a Brother Rice education, repaying the opportunity and continuing the tradition that was afforded him at a very young age. For a man who has dedicated his life to family, to the practice of medicine, and to the legacy of Brother Rice, I can think of no better man of the year than my dad, Dr. John McInerney.
something when my wife was trying to get me to wear a sport coat to a meeting with Jim Casey. It said I should wear my Brother Rice tie that I just got from my cousin Terry. So I don't have a canned speech, but I don't like doing canned speeches. But thank you. I'm very humbled. Thanks everybody who came here, my friends, my neighbors, wrestling coaches, all the Rice people. It means a lot to me, because Brother Rice means a lot to me. And I'm very humbled by it. You know, the thing to remember is you guys are all part of a great family. This truly is a family. Some of you guys have delivered. But anyhow, and you know, yeah, and I'm kidding. But this truly is, you know, the Brother Rice family. When you come to Brother Rice, you know, it's more than just a school. And when you graduate, it's still here. You know, you come back. You know, when I first started getting involved, it was kind of a way to say thank you, or I got a call from one guy saying, can you do this, can you do that? But then you see the good you do through the involvement, and, you know, you're the one who benefits. You know, when we help you guys are the future. And when I listen to the speeches here today, you know, it just confirms everything we all do. And, you know, so it's really a privilege to be involved with you young men. And, you know, just remember, whether you're top of the class or whether you're just doing your best, whether you're the best athlete or you're a guy like me who's helped train the best athletes, you know, it's something that, you know, you're always going to take with you. You're always a crusader. Never forget this place. Always come back, and you'll grow. You'll grow as young men. You know, the basis you got here, the values you got here, you know, are so strong. And for a lot of you, you may not even realize that until after you're gone. And once you're gone, you'll realize that, and, you know, continue to grow. Continue to grow as a crusader. Come back. Say thanks to your teachers. You know, your teachers give up so much for you guys. You know, they live such a sacrificial life you can't imagine. And they too, you know, like, you know, I say you get, you know, when you put into it, and, you know, they learn from you guys. They love what they do, and you too can be part of all that, and, you know, continue on. So thank you, and I'm honored.
Aside from the visible support that Dak has always provided to Brother Rice, I can't tell you how many times that we've gone to him because we have a need of a few extra thousand or a special favor. And I also know firsthand what he does for people in the community who need him as a physician. So we have such great admiration for you, Dak, and we're so pleased to be able to present this award to you today. I have the honor and the privilege of giving a small induction speech for today's final inductee. As I was doing some research on what I wanted to say, I came across a quote by Emerson, which I thought really applied. The purpose of life. The purpose of life is to be useful, it's to be honorable, to be loving, it's to make a difference. When I think about those words, I think about our final inductee for today. I first met Terry Barton 45 years ago. And like many of his friends, several of whom are here today, our friendship automatically clicked. Terry was funny, he was friendly, he was energetic, he was upbeat, he was loyal. Some people even say you're a little crazy, but that's not a bad thing. Instantly, I both liked and admired Terry for all those things. And over the years, as several of his friends have, we've all enjoyed his friendship. For a few years, as we started to raise families, we lost touch. But after my return to Brother Rice, I had the good fortune to reconnect with Terry. And it was then that our friendship took a very significant turn, where I not only enjoyed his friendship, but I came to deeply appreciate him for the man that he is as I got to know him better and better each day. I watched and I listened. It started off with a few hours of volunteer time that morphed into days of volunteer time that eventually gave way to weeks, even to the point of giving up his personal vacation time. And that led to months of time in helping to assure the success of our alumni events by selling ads and securing commitments from people to attend our events. And Terry's a very hard guy to say no to, but as a school, we have all tremendously benefited from his efforts, many of which went well beyond a typical workday and into the late hours of the evening, long after everybody else had gone home. This really shouldn't come as a surprise to anybody in this room, because Terry grew up in a large, loving family just a few miles away, the son of Betty and Jack Barton. Betty, by the way, is one of the charter members of our Hall of Fame. And his parents and his family were forever volunteering and donating to Brother Rice. They planted the seeds of service in Terry's heart, and those seeds have been growing and benefiting us ever since. Terry's service to Brother Rice has been both extraordinary and significant, but his virtue goes far beyond that. He is also a loving husband and a wonderful father. Annie, Bella, Olivia, he's literally brought me to tears some nights talking about how much he loves all of you. And as dads, we can all appreciate that. I know you've been through some tough times with health issues in your family, but Terry always stayed positive, and he knew he had the prayers of the Brother Rice community, the prayers of all his friends, and I'm so glad that everything's going well for all of you today. In addition to that, he makes time to be a great personal friend to so many people. He makes time for all of us in the Brother Rice community through his service efforts. To relate back to my opening remarks, Terry Barton is a modern-day Edmund Rice. His life has purpose. He is a man who deeply loves his family and his friends. He lives his life with honor and a big heart. He makes a huge difference. Terry, on behalf of Brother Rice High School, your family, and your many friends, it is our distinct privilege to welcome you to the Brother Rice Hall of Fame.
You just said the longer I talk, the longer you're out of class, but I'll keep this short. Thank you. I entered this Hall of Fame with a great group. And the other thing is, we were all surprised. We were in a meeting. We all had to be here at 8 o'clock, and Mr. Casey's looking at his watch. Okay, let's go on to the next subject. And I've been in enough meetings with Jim that he doesn't usually do that, so I couldn't figure out what the heck was going on. And I almost, like you, I was almost one to wear blue jeans today, John. You know, it's just, thank God I didn't. But thank you. This is interesting because my mother was inducted into the Hall of Fame 40 some odd years ago. And she was part of Brother Rice when it opened in 1956, as my brother Michael was. And then I followed my brother Casey. He graduated in '67. It's just a great honor. And I just, to the speeches today from your seniors, thank you. You were just wonderful. I wish I was like that when I was a senior in high school. I sure as hell wasn't, you know. And to my buddies who showed up, thank you. Jim said to me, Mr. Casey said to John, he said, listen, if you see somebody, go sit with them. You might know it. All of a sudden I see all my buddies there, and then I look around my sister ways, and I'm like, what's going on? It just I couldn't fathom it, but I'm happy. This is really nice. So thank you very, very much. Thank you.
Well, as a school community, we have so many accomplishments and successes to celebrate. From all of you guys, our students, the tremendous honor and the distinctions that you've brought to this high school, to the many efforts from your teachers and your coaches who care so much about you and give so much of themselves to ensure that you grow up to be successful young men. To our alums, several of whom are here today, who care deeply about Brother Rice, who continue to come back and to support you financially, cheering for you at games, volunteering their efforts. It's all very much deeply appreciated. So I think as a community today, according to the essential elements of Edmund Rice, we should celebrate the excellence among us. So on behalf of Mr. Rosenbaum, Mr. Antos, our administrative team, our board of directors, I'm going to extend my personal thanks to each and every one of you for helping to make Brother Rice the great high school that it is. And I tell you truthfully, guys, I pray for you every day. You're great people. This is a great place to be, and it's like that because of the people who come here every day. So let's keep it going. Finish up the year strong. Take care of one another. Stay close to God and your families. God bless you all. So now, Mr. Antos, you can deliver the bad news.
What do you guys want to do? Go back to class? Great.